Go ahead and find your comfortable seated position if you are not already. We're going to stay here for a few moments and wait for a few people to hop on. Relaxing our minds, our eyes, any tension you may have in your shoulders. Completing our inhales before exhaling. Let's keep in mind we want to continue to sit tall, shoulders pulled back. We don't want to slouch. Feel free to peek your eyes open as you bring your right arm across your body, behind your back. Left hand's going to reach for that right wrist, gently tugging across as you drop your shoulder over to the left side. You can extend this stretch by pulling your right shoulder down. Let's relax, bringing that neck back to center, reaching over to the other side. Same thing, pulling that wrist across your body. This time dropping over to the right, pulling your left shoulder down to extend that stretch. Gently releasing. Go ahead and roll out your neck a few more times on your own. Maybe half circles, maybe taking them into full rotations. So I'm going to adjust my seated position. If you're comfortable here, you can stay here. I'm going to sit back on my heels, kind of getting more of an ankle stretch. You can modify this position by sitting on a blanket or a pillow, placing it between your bottom and your heels. Take a few moments, just find your positioning. Again, if you want to stay in that cross-legged position, that's fine too. We're going to reach for those elbows behind our back. Open your chest, pull those shoulders back. Use this time to complete those inhales, deep breaths. For those of you who find this a good stretch and you want to stay here, you're welcome to. For those of you who are looking for a challenge, let's go ahead and bring it into reverse prayer, bringing those hands together behind us, elbows pull back, again with opening your chest here. We're still sitting tall, whether you're in your cross position or you're sitting on your heels. We're not reaching forward or not leaning. Very gently release. Shake out those shoulders. We're gonna rotate back to the front. You stay in your seated position. We're gonna take that left arm up by your ear, using that opposite hand to reach up and over. Notice how I'm not arching or bending here. I'm staying upright. I'm just gently tugging that arm. Let's go ahead and switch over to the other side, pulling up and over again without bending here, staying upright. Very gently release. Go ahead and shake out those shoulders. Do what feels good to you. Maybe roll out your neck a few more times. When you're ready, we're going to meet back in tabletops. So you may just be reaching forward. You may be swinging those feet behind you. Wrists are in line with our shoulders. Knees are in line with our hips. I want you to pull those shoulders down and away from your ears. Tight through the core. Holding here for a few breaths. Really engaging that core here. Shoulders pulled down and away from our ears. On your inhale, let's lift and open. Allowing your spine to arch. Exhale as you tuck and round. We're still not letting our shoulders shrug to our ears. Keeping those shoulders away. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, tuck and round. Go ahead and do that a few more times at your own pace. On your last exhale, go ahead and shift that spine back to neutral and sit back on your heels for child's pose. We're gonna walk those hands over to one side. I'll let you choose which side you start with. Walking your hands through center over to the other side. Let's bring those hands back to center. Big inhale, shift your weight forward. Pull those shoulders down and away from your ears. Let's tuck our toes under and lift those knees up and hips back for that downward dog. I know it's tempting to want to look up towards the screen. If you need to glimpse, take a look at what we're doing and then bring that neck back to neutral. If you want to pedal out through those feet as we get started, feel free to do so, bringing that weight from one side to the other. Bringing both feet flat to the floor. Bringing your gaze up to your hands, let's hop or step those feet together. Tucking our knees into our chest, let's take our time to roll into standing. Big breath here at the top. Exhale your arms to your sides. One more deep breath. Inhale, bringing those arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Push those hips back, lengthen through the spine. Placing your hands, maybe you have a book or something you want to place your hands on, or maybe you're on the floor. We're going to shift our weight onto that right leg, our right hip, taking our weight away from that left foot, raising that left arm up. So if you need to modify your hand higher, you can if you have a yoga block, you can use a yoga block, maybe a pot, a book. There are many options around the house that you can use. Placing that left hand down, bringing your weight to both legs before shifting over to the left and raising that right arm. Hands are flat to the floor, weights distributed equally onto both legs, tucking your knees back into your chest as you stack your vertebrae one at a time into standing. We are going to go into balance next. If you want to get a chair or something to hold on to for your balance, feel free to get that ready. Exhale your hands to your sides, or you can stay with me with just your yoga mat. So we're going to start on our left side. Right knee is going to flex at the hips. Remember to keep those hips level. Starting here, let's try not to let our hips rotate or wiggle as we bring that leg out to the side. Again, if you want a chair or something to hold on to, feel free to get that. Bringing that leg back to center and releasing. Feeling that those hip flexors working. Shake it out. Let's go ahead and stand on that right leg. Tight through the core, lifting into that hip flexed position. Hips stay in the same spot as you open out to the side. Leg back to center and release. Maybe one side was easier than the other. That's normal. We are human. We're just going to try to make both sides strong. All right, we're going back to that left leg as our standing. Right knee flexes. Opening out to the side. Hips are facing forward. So here we're going to go into our tree. So if you can place your foot on your leg, you can do that as long as it's not against your knee. So we don't want to press against your knee. You can modify by bringing that foot down to the floor. I want you to keep the inside of that knee open, whichever position you're in. Find something in the room that's not moving. Hold that gaze with your eyes. Opening up with the arms, taking that foot away, bringing that knee back to center, and release, shake it out. Very good. How did that work out for you? This may be your good side, this may be your more challenging side. Let's try to make it our good side. Flexing at the hips, opening out to the side. Let's go ahead and place that foot for our tree. Again, above or below the knee. Not against the knee here. Using your entire foot to help balance. Maybe you're rolling in, maybe you're rolling forward. Use your foot. Grip your toes. Opening with the arms. Taking that foot away. Bringing that leg back to center and release. Go ahead and walk it out. Shake it out. Very good, everyone. Stepping to the front of your mat if you are not already. Big inhale. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Lengthen through the spine. Release here. Hands are placed on the floor. Bend your knees if you need to. Hop or step back into plank. Pushing your hips back for your downward dog. Modify those feet if you need to. We're going to take our right leg away and lift into that three-legged dog. Let's try to avoid letting our hips open. Keep those hips square to the floor. We want our weight to be on both arms equally here. Inhale, shifting our weight forward, tucking our knee into our chest. Exhale, kicking back into that three-legged dog. Releasing that right foot down. Extending that left leg, three-legged dog. Hips square to the floor. Inhale, shift your weight forward, tuck your knee into your chest. Exhale, extend back into that three-legged dog. Placing that foot flat on the floor, both feet. Inhale, bring your gaze forward. Exhale, hop those feet together. Roll up into standing. Big inhale here at the top. We're going to take 2 more deep breaths together. Exhale your arms to your sides. Inhale 1 more. Exhale. We are going to add to our sequence. Inhale, swan. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Push your hips back, lengthen through the spine. Hop or step back into your plank position. Push those hips back for your downward dog. Adjust your feet as necessary, taking that right foot away for your three-legged dog. Inhale, shifting your weight forward, tucking your knee into your chest. Exhale, kick open into your three-legged dog. Inhale, this time stepping your feet together between your hands for your runner's lunge. Taking your hands away, lifting into that high lunge. If you're feeling pain through that low back, make sure your hips are rolled under. You're not releasing here. Placing those hands on the inside of your front foot. Stepping back into your plank. Push those hips back for your downward dog. Let's raise that left foot. Inhale, shift your weight forward, tuck your knee into your chest. Exhale, kick back into that three-legged dog. Inhale, this time stepping our feet between our hands. When you're ready, taking your hands away, lifting into that high lunge. Placing those hands on the inside of your front leg. Step back into your plank position. Gently release your knees. Let's sit back on our heels or child's pose. Rock those hips side to side if you need to. Use this time as to reset, to recenter. We are going to add to that sequence. Find your breath here, deep breaths. shifting our weight forward for our tabletops, pulling those shoulders down and away from our ears, holding that position with our shoulders as we tuck our toes under and lift those knees back into our downward dog. You know the sequence from here, starting with that right leg extended, three-legged dog. Inhale, shift your weight forward, knee tucks into our chest. Exhale, kick back. Inhale this time, stepping that foot between our hands, lifting into our high lunge. Here's where we're gonna add to our sequence. Let's lower our hands to prayer. Crossing our left elbow over our right knee, looking over that right shoulder. Inhale, we're gonna shift our weight onto our right leg and step forward with that left foot. Notice we're in a twisted seated chair. Keep those hips down, rotate to the front, and lift into standing. You have 3 deep breaths on your own. Exhale your arms to your sides. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. On your next exhale, you're going to swan dive into your forward fold. Exhale. You have that sequence on the other side. Hop or step back into your plank position. Push those hips back for your downward dog. Make adjustments as necessary. Left leg extends for that 3-legged dog. Inhale, shifting our weight forward, tucking our knee into our chest. Exhale, extending. Inhale this time, bringing that leg, stepping between our hands. Swooping those arms into to our ears for our high lunge. Lower your hands to prayer. Taking your right elbow, crossing over that left knee. Eyes look over your left shoulder. The hard part is almost over. You can do it. Take your weight, shift onto that front leg. Step forward, twisted chair. Notice my hips are not coming up. Hips are staying down. Not letting our knees cave in. Keep those hips down, rotate to center, and lift through standing. Very good, team. Exhale your arms to your sides. 3 deep breaths on your own. On your last exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Hop or step back into your plank position. Gently release those knees to your mat and sit back on your heels for child's pose. Way to go, everyone. Use this time as to recenter. Maybe you're rocking your hips side to side. Maybe you're walking your hands side to side. Maybe you want to take this time to focus on your breath. When you are ready, let's bring those hands below our shoulders, using them to press ourselves up. Let's go ahead and scoot back onto our glutes. Bring those feet forward. So we are going to reach forward into our seated forward fold. So if you have a belt, or maybe shoelaces or something that you need to use to hold on to modify, feel free to get that ready. If you're gonna reach with me with your hands, we're gonna reach up, lengthen, hinge at the hips. Let's try to keep that spine straight and hold. I'm gonna place my hands down for support. Shoulders back. We are gonna fold in a second. Hold here first. And exhale, sink, melt into that forward fold. Eyes look down at the floor. Slowly walking those hands back up and lifting. Let's go ahead and scoot forward, feet flat on the floor. Release down to your mat. You can use your hands or roll without. Exhale as you release. Crossing the outside of your right ankle over to that left thigh. We're gonna drop that right knee, or sorry, your left knee down to the floor, but keep your chest and back down. Both shoulders are on the floor. We're just, with that figure four position, we're dropping that left leg down. Slowly bring that foot flat to the floor with your left side and hug in for that figure four. You can hug from either under on your thigh or you can hug your shin. Let's place that left foot flat on the floor. Uncross your legs. Shake it out. This time taking your left leg outside of your left ankle, crossing over for that figure four. We're gonna drop and open up the inside of that right foot. So dropping that right knee. Bringing your foot flat to the floor, lifting into that figure four, hugging either from under on your thigh or from your shin. Placing our foot back on the floor, uncrossing your legs, shake it out. Let's hug both knees into our chest, into our tight ball, and roll your low back onto your mat, drawing circles. Reversing when you're ready. keeping one knee hugged into your chest, extending your other leg out in front of you. Feel free to roll out through the ankles. And extending through that leg, you can choose to wrap your hands behind your thigh, or maybe you're higher on your leg. Both shoulders stay on the floor here. Slight bend through that knee. Opening our leg out to the side, both hips stay flat on the floor. You can modify this by bending that leg, or you can keep it extended, that's up to you. As long as your left hip is staying pressed to the floor here. Let's bring that leg back to center. Bend that knee back into our chest and place your foot on the floor. Shake it out if you need to. Take your time. Let's switch over to the left side, hugging that knee into our chest, extending your other leg out in front of you. Again, feel free to start with some ankle rolls. Extending that leg when you're ready. Maybe wrapping your hands around your thigh, maybe taking it a little higher. Remember, we want both shoulders to stay on the floor. Let's open that leg out to the side. Both hips stay on the floor. Again, you can modify by bending that leg, bending through the knee. Bringing that leg back to center, hugging your knee into your chest if it is not already. Placing your foot flat on the floor, and sliding your heel out in front of you. Go ahead and place those hands on either side of your body with your palms facing up, relaxing your eyes. Let's pull those shoulders down an inch or two. I want you to focus your mind on your chest and how it rises as you inhale and relaxes as you exhale. I want you to exaggerate that movement. With each exhale, relaxing each muscle in your body, starting with the shoulders, down through the glutes, all the way down to the toes. Continuing your deep breaths. Your eyes relax as you start to exaggerate that movement with your chest. Maybe adding movement into your fingers and your toes. Flexing at the elbows. Flexing at the knees to bring your feet flat at the floor, flat to the floor. And rocking your knees side to side. Let's start really small here. Gradually making those movements bigger. And eventually dropping over to one side, using that bottom arm as your pillow. Give yourself as much time as you need to open your eyes. Give yourself awareness of your surroundings. And when you're ready, slowly pressing yourself back into the comfortable seated position you started with. Let's do a few shoulder rolls going forward. Big complete circles. And reverse. Relax your shoulders. When you're ready, let's finish with our deep breaths. Inhaling overhead. Exhale. Inhale overhead. And exhale. Inhale, connecting your hands to prayer. Exhaling your hands to heart. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining in. I will have this recording posted hopefully within the next hour or so. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone.
Thanks, Cassidy.